Hello, everybody. We are live and back with episode 7. Am I right? I think so. Episode 7, and a whole bunch of subs coming through. I gotta send out some thanks. Holy shit. What's going on here? Oh boy. Let's see. Who was first? Libris was first. Thank you very much, and Mr. Frobot and Tripp for the resubs, as well as Joey. Thank you very much. The 5 gifted subs from Libris, 1,000 bits from Mr. Frobot, and a tier 3 83 monther from Variel. Thank you very much. Look at the hype train going. Look at this hype train here.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Jam train. I mean hype train.
Look at this. Take a look at this. That's one of my favorite.
I was very glad to be a part of the Pirate Software hype train. So there we go. May you receive a similar hype train. Hype train.
I am Space Lord Variel. Thank you for noticing. I'm not a huge fan of Monster Magnet, but that is a fucking really good song.
Monster Magnet? My God, I've just been transported into the past.
Yeah.
25
Is
years.
this 1997?
Oh my God. Yeah, I was on the treadmill and Push It by Static X came on, and I was just like, like I fucking like I haven't heard that song in fucking 20 years. Yeah, push it. I was telling my kids about the guy's hair, and they're You see, kids, back in 1999, there was a guy named Wayne Static, and he had hair that was 2 feet long.
Yep. He took the idea of like, well, what would a guy with long hair look like with a mohawk if he just didn't shave any of it? So, yeah. I mean, I got to see them live once, and they were fucking perfect. Like,
oh, nice,
super accurate to like the sound of the individual instruments as well as the performance itself, which is so fucking hard to do. Like, of all the bands that I've ever seen, they were probably the most on point to performing their songs live, because so many bands, and as somebody who's played music live in front of people before, like, you get like, it's almost like a whiskey throttle. It's like the adrenaline of the situation makes you play faster. And that's like almost every musician across the board does this.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Static X was
even Metallica
really
can't do that, and they're the biggest fucking metal band in the country. It's because they Lars rushes every fucking song.
Yeah, he's something. So anyway, thank you all very, very much for that support. That was awesome. Thank you so much for the hype train. I appreciate all of you very much, and even if you're just here watching, I appreciate that too. So I know we've missed a few weeks. We've all had a lot going on. This may be the last episode of the chapter. I'm not quite sure. It really depends on, well, mostly the rolls of the dice at the end of the day, right? And Siberian, not to be outdone, coming in with a 40-monther. Thank you, buddy. So, what do you all remember from our last session?
We managed to make it safely onto the Colonial Marine vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron made a deal with the captain.
Tripp got arrested.
Yep, I got the arrest trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
and now I'm like lead scientist on the egg.
Yeah, you should get arrested more often.
I kind of forget why he got arrested.
The egg?
In case I was in cahoots with the other doc, because he was like on a blacklist.
To be like more accurate, it's safer to say that you were detained than arrested, just because at that point the captain didn't know like all right, is this some kind of medical scientist mutiny aboard my ship? So kind of just put everybody in custody until she could sort out what's what. And Siberian coming in with 5 gifted subs as well. Thank you very much. I do have alerts muted right now just for the stream so I can upload to YouTube all nice and spiffy later, but thank you very much.
Oh, he got Scarlet Fox, so Siberian
yeah.
gets a bonus in fucking his next game. There you go. Sucking up to the DM's girlfriend. Look at that.
Beyonce.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She leveled up.
Yep. It's okay. I do that. I'd still do that all the time too.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. You won't be on the embarrassing levels of calling your wife mom one time. That'll happen sometime in your future.
I think she'd be less opposed to that than mother. like how Mike
Mother.
Pence calls his wife mother. Ugh, that's so ugh. It makes my bones
cringe.
itch. Ugh.
Well,
Yeah.
well, like you do that when your children are very young, so they know like titles. So you're like,
ask
mother or
mom.
mom.
Right.
What's
that's
for dinner?
that's
or
much
grandma,
different.
What's you know like but once they reach about 4 or 5, you stop doing that. Like when you're fucking like 70 years old and you have grandchildren, you're not calling your wife mom.
But also mother is like so it's something
So
that's
Norman
like
Bates?
so yeah, it's like almost disturbingly formal.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever, other than ironically, called my mother mother. It was only to bother her.
My mom knows that when I call her mother, it's usually because I'm just exhausted with whatever conversation we're having, and I'm just like, yes, mother. And then she's like, all right, I'm just trying to tell you. All right, yes, mother. So, do you remember where we stopped the session?
That's a hard no.
Niles getting a hand slapped across his mouth to stop talking to Alex.
Oh yeah, he got yoinked by the
Mhm.
Marine.
So Alice is napping. Marine guarding MedLab has suddenly attacked Dr. Niles from behind. Hand over his mouth and another arm tightly wrapped around his neck. That is right where we are going to pick up. So first things first, no roll required. You're a medical doctor. The way he's got his forearm pressed against, the side of your neck, it's cutting off both your airway and carotid artery. You've got seconds before you are unconscious. So, we don't need to do initiatives because it's just the two of us. My move was to yoke you up. So, you've basically got a round, maybe 2, to try and call for help or fight back or whatever it is that you think Dr. Niles would do. But you are currently grappled and being choked. So that does somewhat limit your options. So, Dr. Niles, suddenly attacked from behind, what will you do?
Try and stab him with a needle.
Any needle in particular?
The CC.356.
Okay. So he's certainly within striking distance, but behind you. There's a couple different ways that I could see having you roll for the attack. So let me just pull up my cheat sheet real quick here. Wait, do I already have it up? It is. There we go. So I could have you roll either close combat to see if you can hit him with the needle. You could try to sneak it in with a mobility roll. Or you could just, use your knowledge of anatomy, the human body, and just, through certain reference points, medical aid, try to stab him with the needle.
Medical aid would probably be my best option.
Okay. Well, let's see if you can aid your own medical state with this roll. Excellent. And now I just need to double check. And I need to...
All those dice.
You slip your hand into your coat, pull out the auto injector, reach around, stab it into his side. You know where to hit for most positive contact and effect, and you hear the injector discharge its contents, and within about half a second, he goes suddenly rigid and almost like tightens against your neck, and as your vision is blurring and fading, he just falls off of you onto the floor. Slam hits the ground. So, Alice, I would like for you to make, let's see, an observation roll, but it's going to be at -2 because you're currently asleep. So this is to see if you hear this commotion and awaken. No luck, Dr. Alice. You remain sound asleep. Maybe shuffle a little, snore a little bit. All right, so Niles, I would say that you still have a fast action available if you'd like to use that. Don't forget you have a cheat sheet handout.
Scramble away from him, possibly towards like an emergency button.
Like alarm?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
just
a fire
getting.
alarm.
So it's just getting next to it, but you're not gonna yank it just yet.
Yeah.
Okay. No rolls required. He's now on the ground and his eyes are kind of rolling around, looking very confused, and he's clutching his own neck. You're hearing like wheezing, gasping breaths, like his throat's closing up on him.
Alice!
I'd say that'd be enough to wake up Alice.
What?
Guard's gone crazy, help!
And he's on the ground.
What's wrong with him?
He tried choking me and I stabbed him with a needle.
What was in the needle?
That's a very good question.
You don't know?
Nope.
Well, if either of you are going to attempt to save his life, that would be the time to do so.
He sounds like he's choking. Do you have something to fix that?
Nope.
You shouldn't just kill people.
He was killing me! I'm gonna look for like a phone to be like, help?
Yeah, there's
You
an
are the
intercom
help.
nearby.
Well,
You call for help on the intercom, and within seconds
have,
you
like,
hear
an EpiPen?
fast-running booted footsteps.
Do you have an EpiPen?
No, I'm not a medical doctor.
You're in med lab. You have you have everything you need.
I'll go find an EpiPen.
Okay. Make a medical aid roll. Oh no, I see a panic there. I see a panic. You gotta roll a d6. Oh, you're still in the clear. You do not panic. You administer the epinephrine to no effect. You have no idea why he's still choking, and he is going to be a goner soon. Unless somebody can get his throat open.
Do you have a trach kit?
Yep.
Can you
Tracheotomy.
perform a tracheotomy?
You can certainly try.
Dr. Niles!
I will perform a tracheotomy with
Oh God.
my Lazelle Bionational pen.
Okay. Again,
What
you're in
the
med
heck
lab.
did
You have
you
all the
inject it
equipment
with?
and things you could
Oh.
need.
You don't need to use a ballpoint.
You're not doing
pen.
like an emergency trach in an elevator.
Oh.
Like you have the proper tools.
I'll
for
get the
job.
proper stuff.
You don't have to. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
don't sound
for argument's sake.
He tried
Yes.
killing me.
The cylindrical piece of plastic from a pen is unsuitable to the medical cylindrical piece of plastic in a bag.
Like, I would hope that if I went in for, say, like, knee surgery or something, that the doctor would use, like a scalpel as opposed to a
Nope.
butter knife. All right,
Nope.
Don't you
medical
want to know why he was trying to kill you?
I've got my idea.
medical aid roll from Niles. With a +1, you have Alice there to assist and kind of help hold him down.
Get the bag!
All right. So you do get an extra success on that. Would you like for him to remain unconscious while his airway remains open?
Yeah.
I figured that'd be a smart move, as Marines pile in and are wondering what the hell happened.
We can restrain him so he doesn't try to kill you again.
Chip, what's your new character's name? Jake, right?
Correct.
You would have heard that call for help go out over the intercom as well, so would you rush down there as well?
I don't know if he would have, actually. He's with the rest of the group.
Fair enough. It's up to you.
He'll probably stay with the rest of the group. Would be
Okay.
like, and tell them something's going on in the med bay.
The Marines help you lift the guy up and get him onto a bed and secured. What the hell happened in here?
I like show him my neck of where I assume there's some kind of redding, bruising.
Oh yeah,
he tried choking.
there'd be a definite mark. Tried choking you? Why? What did you do to him?
I don't. It was a surprise.
All right, well, I guess the two of you should probably head back. Bring them back with the others, he says to one of the other Marines. He's stable now, yeah?
Yeah, he's stable.
Hopefully.
All right, and with that, you are,
I think the room should be cleared, though.
What do you mean
It
cleared?
could have been the egg, and I point at it. Using like psionic waves or something.
Are
Can
you
it do
fucking
that?
high? Are you okay, Doc?
I think so.
Can it do that?
I don't know. Look, it's a fucking alien egg.
Yeah, weren't you the one that found it? Or grew it, or whatever?
No, you know what? All right, just head back with him. I'm gonna clear the area. I gotta get transferred out of this chicken shit outfit. And you are forcibly, if need be, escorted back.
He sounds a little resentful.
So, group is all together as the two doctors are ushered back into the room and the door shuts behind them.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Would I notice his
gang.
neck at all?
What did you inject him with?
Yeah, I would say he looks, if nothing else, like roughed up and a bit, bedraggled. Maybe it's not the right term, but scuffed.
All right, Doc?
Oh, just, one of your friends tried killing me.
The hell do you mean tried killing you?
Yeah, explain.
He snuck up from behind and started choking me.
Like
Why?
an on-duty Marine just started choking you for no reason?
Yeah.
Does the med bay have any cameras?
I would assume it does.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Can we see why he did? Attack you, that is?
I think the egg is mind controlling people.
Can it do that? You haven't answered me yet.
Probably.
Well, how do we know it's not mind
Probably.
controlling you?
Ask me something only I would know.
I don't know. I don't know anything that only you would know. I don't know you very well.
You've known me the longest out of everyone here.
Well, ask me something that I would ask you that only you would know.
Okay, anyway, I stabbed him with this, Alice, and I give her the empty syringe.
I'm gonna look at it. Read the label, see what it says.
It's just labeled as Weyland Yutani. CC point numbers, I forget. Top of my head.
CC
What?
356.
What's in it?
Lick it and find out.
I don't know, it's an experimental one.
The only information you had been given on it is possible military application.
So it's like a super soldier serum.
Hope not, for his
That kind
sake.
of sounds like maybe bioweapon.
No, the Super Soldier Serum's this one. I hold up another one.
Oh, okay. That's good then.
Was that the only vial of this that you had?
No.
You have more?
Yeah.
How many more vials?
2.
Oh, geez.
It makes neurons fire wildly.
What?
While varying results. I know more about these other two.
You can make a medical aid roll, Dr. Alice. Take a +2 to that roll.
Medical aid roll, you said?
Yep, with +2. Okay. You surmise that if he injected somebody else or even the same person with it, it may not function the exact same way every time. You tried to EpiPen this guy, which is usually what you do for somebody having an allergic reaction, and their throat swelling closed. This was more like it caused the muscles into his neck to contract so tightly that his own body was choking itself. Which is why the EpiPen didn't work.
So what we need is a muscle relaxer.
So what happened to the Marine?
He's unconscious. He had an emergency tracheotomy.
That seems a bit drastic.
Did you want him to keep breathing?
I mean, you could have tried intubating first before you cut into his neck, but I'm not a doctor, so what do I know? I'm gonna go down there and see what's going on.
All right. You head down, and the captain is there. In all the time that you've known her, you've never seen this look of worry on her face before.
Ma'am?
Yes. I'm sorry, I was miles away. Did you get the other side? I'm told there was some sort of altercation.
Yeah, he said he was grabbed from behind and was being choked, so he stabbed him with an experimental drug. And I guess this is the result of the drug. He doesn't know what it was.
Another one of Weyland's experiments, I take it?
Correct.
I'm getting sick of them. Come, take a look at this. And she motions you over to a monitor, types in a few reference codes, and you see the playback, and the camera picked up exactly what Dr. Niles had said happened.
Well, he's not lying. He also said something about the egg controlling people.
The now unconscious Marine, Ramsey, you know to be a good dude. Like, you're frankly probably astonished that he would just randomly attack anyone, let alone a doctor.
Ma'am, can I be frank?
Please.
This seems out of character for Ramsey. Not his typical behavior to just attack somebody without provocation. The doctor thinks the egg, or whatever that thing is, has something to do with it. He's probably correct.
You see she kind of like, as she's staring at the egg, she kind of gets this look of disgust on her face and almost like shivers, like shakes it off and says, I don't like that thing aboard my ship. And I'd like to get it off my ship as quickly as possible. I also intend to find out whatever it is that Weyland intends to do with it.
Kitty!
How much trouble would we be in if we just got rid of it, just shot it off the ship?
The biggest enemy we have right now is our ignorance of whatever this is, and whatever Weyland's planning to do with it. I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Your orders? Want me to keep looking after the crew?
We'll get this man moved to an auxiliary location that will set up as an intermediary med lab for the time being. I want this whole area sealed off. No one in or out.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll start moving people around to get that done.
When you're done with that, send both doctors to see me. I'd like a word with them privately.
All right, I'll bring them up to you as soon as I'm done. Anything else, ma'am?
That'll be all.
I'll go back to start directing people to seal stuff off and lock down this med bay and put guards on all the doors.
All right. I'd say within probably 30 minutes you get that task done.
Then I will go get the doctors.
Everything that can be moved is pretty easy to move, so.
Are we in trouble?
She better not be.
I didn't do anything wrong.
If you didn't do anything, you're fine.
No, I've seen the video. Everything the doctor said happened.
I was sleeping.
I don't think you guys are in trouble. I think the captain just wants to talk to you both since you were there. Probably about the egg, if I had to guess. And I will wave them to follow me. Lead them up to the captain's office.
Follow.
Doctor, thank you for meeting with me. She gestures for you both to sit.
I sit.
This won't take long, Lance Corporal. Just outside, if you will.
Yes, ma'am, and I'll head out.
Doctors, I need you to tell me everything that you can about the organism aboard my spaceship. I understand that you may have just as many questions as I have, probably more. So, in the facilitation of our overall enlightenment on the subject, it is unfortunate that I must tell you that I am sealing off the medical bay. No one will be allowed in or out. I won't put your lives or the lives of my men in danger any further for Weyland Yutani. That being said, I have my own reasons, my own curiosities that I would like put at ease. And so I am going to task the two of you with deciphering a bit of what was left behind from your ship.
Oh? That's very odd. Nothing should be left behind after self.
Yes, about that. It will become plain as you begin your research. Anyway, I'll have you brought to it. She calls Lance Corporal back in and instructs you to bring the doctors down to the cargo hold.
Yes, ma'am. Doctors? No.
If they
Pressure
require
them to follow.
the assistance of their crew, this is to be allowed.
Understood, ma'am. I will take him to the cargo bay.
And there you find several remnants of the classified cargo you had picked up previously. The largest one, Gilgamesh, seems mostly intact. Badly burned and scorched, but otherwise intact. However, its cooling function has failed and is leaking just like from like a dehumidifier kind of pool of water underneath it. Additionally, another case survived, which you recognize as... Wait for it. Perseus. Which is a black case about like the size of a laptop case. Also badly scorched and cracked and dented. If there was some kind of biological something seeping out of that, it would have seeped by now. It's the casing's basically like destroyed, but they've left it alone.
Did you get everyone else from the ship?
All right. I'll wave a private to watch them while I go get everybody else.
These are a bit beyond my expertise, and I was told not to open.
Yeah, didn't we jettison them before before we left the ship?
And if we need that cooling fix, we'll need a butch.
I'm gonna leave some other Marines guard them, and I'm gonna go get the rest of the crew.
What do you need me for?
They requested you. You want to stay here? That's fine.
No, I'll come.
What are you complaining about?
It's a good point. I'm on my way.
You always were weird, quirky. Quirky.
That's what they call me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, all together as a group again now down in the cargo bay. You see the two cases, Gilgamesh and Perseus. The rest are not there.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
So, what are we doing here?
I figured someone else of our crew would be captain. Motion to the stuff. The cooling on that one's broke.
I honestly, I have no idea what's inside these.
I mean, yeah, me either. Is there something you want me to do with them?
Probably fix the cooling on Gilgamesh. 'Cause, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can
Basically, you've been tasked with researching, learning everything you can from whatever these are. That's the directive that the captain has given you.
try. Okay.
Well, to the
I'll try
doctors
and-
anyway.
Yeah, I'll try and fix the cooling on Gilgamesh.
Okay. Heavy machinery.
Coming right at you.
I'll give him some help. Oh, don't need it. Never mind.
Already rolled it.
Oh yeah, that baby will get at least another 150,000 miles out of her now.
Cool.
You get to stunt it up. I'm assuming fix it once and good and forever and
Works for me.
whatever else you want.
Stick with the classics. All right. I fixed the O-ring. Refrigeration should be good. As far as whether or not you guys want to investigate it, I'll leave that up to you.
It
Okay.
clinks and hums to life. The temperature gauge is still reading in the red, but you see it slowly beginning to descend.
Just off to the side watching everything.
The other case looks like it'll literally fall apart if you try to just pick it up.
I don't know what that is either. The only one we worried about was Arthur, and you saw what happened there.
Right. Are you the captain now, Aaron?
Unfortunately.
Well, I was previously told not to touch them.
Do you think we can actually do anything with this case that isn't going to activate what's inside?
Well, if anything, that case is like broke.
That's also what worries me.
It's leaking.
Well, Butch fixed the leaking one. Butch knows how to dry them out. I'm gonna regret saying this. Dr. Niles, do what you think is necessary.
Careful, he might stab you with a syringe. Can't say things like that to him.
I was being murdered.
I mean, you don't know that for sure. He was knocking you unconscious. Probably.
Against my will.
I mean, I didn't think you would ask him to knock you unconscious. But you don't know what he would have done once you were unconscious. And now we'll never know.
I like to keep it that way. You know what? You're a smartass. You go look at the broken case.
No, thank you. I'm a microbiologist. It's not my wheelhouse.
Because the only thing we knew was things about Arthur, and we knew Gilgamesh was fucking
ginormous.
gigantic. Yeah. Otherwise, there were, what, 5 more? She starts counting on her fingers. And didn't know anything about them.
I'm gonna go look at the messed up case while they're yapping.
Okay. Like
Oh,
I said,
boy.
looking at it, it's cracked, burned, basically falling apart. Like if you picked it up, if there's any weight inside of it, whatever's in it will probably come tumbling out. You could pick it up like carefully, but
I'm gonna nudge it with my foot.
it's got a little bit of weight to it. Maybe
It's not empty.
Maybe a couple pounds.
Doesn't feel empty.
You know, the last Reynolds that touched one of these cases died.
Too soon.
He will turn to her, and his face goes from what normally would be like pretty happy-go-lucky and pretty easygoing, and he gets his features go like blank, and he kind of gets almost like he's looking through her. It's like just if looks could kill. would
Oh yeah,
drop
she
dead.
wasn't joking. She was warning.
He definitely gets that. You can tell by the look on his eyes. He's seen some shit in his time, and he's done some pretty horrible shit. And you are the one he is fixated on right now.
Hi, Pookie. Yeah.
Mention him again, and we're gonna have a problem.
She's just gonna stare at him.
If you're not gonna help them do what the captain said, I'm gonna take you back to your accommodation. They have a mission. They have orders.
So, doctor. What do now?
While you're next, I could just like open it.
I'd rather you do it, Doctor. I'm just gonna step away from it. Above my pay grade. Or it is Weyland Yutani. Maybe we could have the corporate agent open it. He probably has clearance to open it.
No, I know I don't, but I'll open it if you'd prefer.
Well, Alice definitely isn't doing it. She's like purposely like trying not to make eye contact, looking at her feet, like, don't look at me.
Mainly, she's just gonna wait and see what Dr. Niles needs. Or wants, in this case.
I don't really want to touch it.
Alright. Well, Captain wants us to touch it, doesn't she?
Yep.
And we are here at the behest of the Captain. Erin touches it. She'll go ahead and pick it up, set it on a table, whatever, and open it up.
It opens easily, and inside its padded surface, you can see that there are 6 cylinders, about 6 inches in length and about an inch in diameter each. They're all pretty identical, but you can tell there are markings or striations on the surface that are very minuscule, like fingerprint fine. And the finish itself is somewhat of a mix between like the appearance of brass and polished silver. They shine a little bit from just the ambient light. So it's almost like the Pulp Fiction where Vince opens up the briefcase and it's that glow from inside.
Now I'm not sure if I want Dr. Niles over here. If people aren't looking into the case, she'll list off exactly what she sees.
Do the cylinders have any kind of writing or anything on them?
You take a real close look, you can tell that there are like very fine, like I said, like fingerprint fine etchings and lines along the surface of what you can see. Without picking it up, you're assuming it goes all the way around, but you can only see like the one side of it facing up.
Yeah, I can see markings, but I can't make them out.
Do we have a pair of tongs or something that you could pick it up with? So you don't have to make direct skin contact with it.
Sure.
Or perhaps gloves or
you'd-
something that you could put on.
You'd be given access to whatever scientific equipment you need. Within
Yeah, I can hand you a
general
pair of
reason
needle nose
what-
pliers.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
So wait, how big are the cylinders?
6
Inch
inches
around.
long, 1 inch diameter,
Okay.
and they're just perfect cylinders. There's no like molding around the edges or anything like that. Like if you cut a chunk out of a broom handle, just a straight cylinder, flat on both sides. Ends.
Yeah. Then Erin will go ahead and put on gloves and whatnot, wishing they had like containment suits inside her head. Anyways.
Is it rods of uranium?
Is it a carbon rod?
You could test it with a Geiger counter.
They're immovable rods. Somehow appeared in this campaign.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Any testing equipment that would seem applicable that the doctors have access to, she'll stand there and be the guinea pig.
You use an immovable rod on a spaceship and it immediately goes through the entire ship. Right?
Yeah. You'd be so fucked.
Well, I guess that all depends on your perspective of three-dimensional space.
Mm-hmm. Is it the three-dimensional space inside the ship, so it's in relative to the ship?
Well,
Or is
all
it to
coordinates within
space?
three-dimensional space are relative.
Oh, God. But yeah, Erin will glove up and get a Geiger counter and test the rods.
Not so much of a click of radiation do they emit. The rest of you emit more radiation than these things do. You test it by pointing it at Corky.
Oh yeah, we know he's
Hey.
irradiated.
Yep.
He gets a few clicks.
It's a normal reading.
The normal is none, Corky.
So what tests are available for us to do while we're here in the cargo hold?
Is there like a magnifying glass?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is there something similar to a magnifying glass available to look at the etch?
Oh yeah, you have access to microscopes and things like that.
Yeah, try to look closer at the etchings. So we'll magnify the etchings, try to read them.
Let's see. For that, I'll have you roll. Anybody who wants to take a look. You'd be able to see them easily. More about reading them, so I'd just say that's going to be a wits roll. But everybody who wants to roll can take a +1 for equipment. Jesus, Alice.
Right?
Having a rough day.
She's
So-
all out of sorts.
Jake, Alice, you can't quite make heads or tails of it. The rest of you are able to notice that there is somewhat of a pattern on these different cylinders. Regular intervals or spaces between lines, but it does seem to be just like lines and dots. And as you're handling them, you can tell that they, like that texture is firm. It's not just something that's been like written on the surface. It's been etched into it. So it has kind of like a bit of grip to it, if that makes sense, from these etchings.
Does it look like Morse code?
It actually, after you take some notes and look things over and write down a few examples, it looks a lot closer to music than it does anything that you understand as like a language. It doesn't look like a language so much as music of some kind.
Oh, is it like one of those things you put in a piano and it plays itself? Or like a music box?
Could be.
Yeah, it's got like those little. It's got all the little metal like little things that like pluck on the little things that are on the surface.
Yeah, I forget the name of
To
that.
produce
Or like
notes.
a player piano.
Yeah, I forget what those things are called. The ones with like the little metal teeth that pluck. But yeah.
It's like how a music box works.
Yeah.
Okay, is
Interesting.
Mother, is there any way that Erin can think back to the music that she was told to play for Arthur if it was activated, and then look at the cylinders?
Could be related, sure.
Okay.
Is there like part of the case or something in the case that it looks like it could be put in to play like a music box?
I'll start going over the case. No?
Just the 6 cylinders. Nothing else hidden in there, tucked away.
I wonder if one of the other cases had something in it that might have fit these.
I'm wondering if it...
There's always the big one.
Yeah, don't know what Gilgamesh is, honestly.
And you
I
do
will-
have general access to Mother. You can always ask Mother for assistance in analyzing things.
Maybe she'll be able to tell if there's some kind of like pattern to the dots and lines.
Yeah.
Mother!
Mother.
Mama!
Yes,
Yeah,
Dr. Alice?
To walk my way. Would you be able to tell if there's any kind of pattern to the dots and lines on these rods? Also, if we look at all 6, you said it was 6 of them, right? If we look at all 6 of them, do they have the same pattern, like on all
Different
of them, or is
patterns
it
on
different?
each one.
Okay.
Each one is unique.
Yeah, I'll ask Mother if there's any kind of like recognizable pattern to the dots and lines on each rod.
Alright. Analyzing.
Or can we see like where one would line up with the next one? From a
They have
bigger pattern from all 6?
Mother has successfully analyzed and can duplicate the tones suggested.
Maybe
Away
not
from
in
Throw
here.
theme song.
Yeah, not in here.
You can have her save it to your PDATs or what have you.
Good idea.
You can download all 6 audio files.
We should listen to them, not in here.
What they hear, what they say. Danzig. For when you need your melodic hollering. What do now?
We should listen to the audio files next before we determine if we want to bother with Gilgamesh or not.
Is there a
That's a
room
little
nearby?
scarier.
A room nearby I could take them that's not the cargo bay?
Like a broom closet, sure.
I'll take them back to their
Everybody
room
gather in.
then.
Everybody gather around.
We all cram into a broom closet to listen to these audio files.
Man, if we can, I'd not even want to listen to them out loud, like put in earbuds, something. Paranoid. Corporate agent.
Well, you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you what happens.
Do our little PDAT things come with some kind of earpiece?
Sure, I'd say so.
Alright. We should all listen with earbuds. That's probably a good idea. Earpiece, whatever.
I concur,
Just in
Doctor.
case.
All right, is everybody listening?
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
listen.
Okay. Each audio file is 7 minutes exactly in length. And they're all very similar in style. Unique tones on each one, but the best analogy that you could come up with is it sounds like whale song almost, because it's very resonant, and the tones of it are not unpleasant, but they don't really seem to go anywhere in like the traditional musical sense. Like there's no chorus or refrain. Like I said, it's more like whale song or like ambient music than anything that's like much more structured.
Does it sound familiar at all?
It sounds familiar to the tones played before Arthur was activated.
Okay.
It's very stylistically similar. But what you had heard before was definitely like an actual instrument being played. This is Mother's approximation, so it's more chiptune than...
Yeah, that's too much like before Arthur activated, honestly. I don't know if Gilgamesh can get activated like that, or if... How many packages do we have? Because if we had 7, then 1 for each of them. Goes back, starts counting on her fingers.
Well, if there were 7, then there'd be like an odd one out.
This is the odd one out. The one that contained the cylinders to activate each one. Yeah. So one of these would activate Gilgamesh and open it up, and fuck knows what's in there. Because the last thing got our captain.
So what do now?
Do you think it would be as dangerous to open Gilgamesh if we don't activate him first?
I genuinely don't know, and this isn't our ship. That would be the captain's call, not mine. But I don't know if opening Gilgamesh would activate it or not. You're right that it seems stupid opening it would activate it, though. I see where you're going.
Can we, like, X-ray or something Gilgamesh to try and, like, see what's inside it?
Yeah, there's like portable X-ray machines, right?
Big enough
Is
for
the box made out of metal?
I mean, Customs uses them now, right?
Yeah.
I'd say that would be a technology present in the far future. And something that you would reasonably find aboard a military craft.
I'm gonna go to a terminal and type a message to the captain
Okay.
and ask if I can procure my rifle. In case they open one of these packages and something comes out.
I would say within a minute you get a message back. She urges you to take all necessary precautions you deem appropriate.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
encourages you to delve further, leave no stone unturned. She wants answers.
Alright. I will tell them I'll be right back. We'll leave a guard and I will go to the armory.
Alright.
Shame, I thought you were going to shoot me.
The day's young.
Yay!
So what are you picking up from the armory?
I'm getting my service pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 1911 and my M42A rifle that is suppressed. A giant scope on it.
Very nice. Well, watch your fire. You don't want to go tearing the ship open.
I mean, designated marksman. He's a one-shot, one-kill type of guy. I will come back with both of my weapons on. One slung over my back and the other one on my hip and the holster. Now I will tell them if you want to open it, I'm going to stand back here and I'll be ready if something comes out.
Okay. Do we have anything beyond X-ray? Do we have like fucking heat sensors, LiDAR? I don't know.
As you scan it with X-ray, whatever scans you want to do, you're pretty sure that whatever's in that massive case is all machinery. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of empty space in there or less dense things that would make you think biologic. It's all metal or alloys, things like that.
It doesn't give me hope.
I'm definitely making a fighting position, unfolding my bipod, and setting up on the other side of the cargo bay.
It's a killer robot.
Lieutenant Colonel, did the captain say she wants us to open these?
Ooh, I just got promoted.
Or whatever the fuck your rank is.
She wants whatever answers you're going to give her. Do not leave any
God.
stone unturned. She wants to know what all this is.
Okay.
I think she's pissed at the company.
I mean, everyone's pissed at the company. But yeah.
She wants to know what the hell what's their plan with all this stuff. What's the goal?
All right, Dr. Niles, there any other tests we can do down here?
If it's mechanical, I think you should be looking to boot.
Wait, you want me to like shake it around? Like,
Whoever opens it, if there's something in there, hit the deck.
At the very least, Erin will have to enter her corporate access code to open Gilgamesh.
sounds like she's on deck.
At the very least, she has to unlock it, or somebody has to use her code to unlock. If she's willing to divulge that.
Butch, can you think of anything that we could do to check this over since it seems to be made of all metal?
Is it like maybe outsourcing powers? Like, could it be a big battery?
It's got cooling attached to it.
Some type of large computer.
I don't know, but I don't want to just enter my authorization and open it at this point. Unless... Ah, fuck.
I will walk over to the terminal and type another message to the captain, saying that Miss Noble is having reservations about opening
Damn right she is.
opening the cargo container.
Butch, are there any mechanical checks that we can do to see if anything weird is going to happen? Or to make certain it's operating properly?
The only thing I can really do is force the door open.
Okay. Then...
I'm going to take a look at the cooling panel and see if it went down any.
Yeah, it's functioning. You know, it's catching up to where it should be temperature-wise. It's not quite there yet.
Then I'll go back to my weapon and get ready for the door to open.
Captain messages you back. Under her authority as captain, she is ordering that opened.
Captain wants it open, and that is an order. So she's pretty much
Alright.
absolving you of all your... You're not going to get in trouble for this, she will. I mean...
Go over to the machine and start entering her corporate authorization.
I feel like I'm less worried about getting in trouble and more worried about, like, dying.
Yeah, exactly.
One by one, you
You're gonna-
punch in those digits into the keypad, and then it goes zzz, click.
I'm going to wave the crew over behind me, and I'm going to have one of the privates open it.
Yeah, sure.
It's heartless and cold, but that's what privates are for.
With a lot of trepidation, very slowly opens the case, kind of like keeping his face back in a way, just in case.
I've definitely got my crosshairs ready.
With a loud thump, the lid falls off, and you can see what looks like a fairly smooth metal object, roughly pill-shaped, inside the container.
Oh god, it's a UAP.
He shouts over, it's got some holes.
Are there 6 of them?
He looks over it. I see 3.
I wonder if there's 3 on the other side.
Should I
You got a
close it?
flashlight on you? You got a flashlight on you?
Well, yeah.
Flash some light on it. See if you can see anything in there other than that thing.
He's flashing, shining the light over it. No, I don't see anything else.
Alright, back to your post.
He hurries back to his post. He don't want anything to do with that shit.
Groan. Get down.
I'm assuming we have a heavy loader.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you'll definitely need a power loader to get that thing out of the case.
I'm just gonna look at Butch. Wave him to follow me. He's probably better at it than I am.
All right. Where do you want it?
Mech fight, mech fight.
I would say just pick it up and leave it in the loader. Like, don't set it down.
Okay. Like, like, do you want to be able to access it? Do you want it like 3 or 4 feet off the ground? Like,
Something like that.
all
Whatever,
right.
whatever the doctors think, and if we see what's on the other side, if it's got the 6 hole.
Okay. I can get in the loader and try and keep it at eye level, so to speak.
All right, no row required. It's easy enough work. It's got the appropriate, brackets placed around it so that you can easily slide the grabbers
Yeah.
into position and lift it out of the case. And sure enough, sort of around the upper edge, you do see there are 6 holes. Also, on the very top, very faint, you can see a circular etching onto the surface. About 1.5 feet in diameter.
What do you guys make of that?
Does the etching look familiar at all?
It's just a circle.
So, like, if we look really close, it's not a line made up of other things.
Correct. It's a very fine separation in the metal. Like an opening. Or a hatch.
Mother, can you tell if there's anything inside it?
Analyzing.
All those rolls.
Mechanical components and metal alloys of unknown origin.
We'll go and type another message to the captain. Tell her we found what looked like 6 keys to open an item that was in the large Connex. Don't know what's going to happen if we open it. Don't want to put the ship at risk. Awaiting further instruction.
She's gonna order you to open it, but maintain combat readiness, and basically she'll give orders that would be commensurate with the activity. I'm not enough of a military buff to to talk out of my ass and know exactly what that is, but I'm assuming she as captain would be.
I'm gonna get 3 more Marines to bring weapons down here just in case.
I'm gonna stand as far away as possible, but still within sight of it.
So
Yeah, I
you're
think I'm gonna
like in the
lock the
corner
loader and
behind a
climb out
cargo
of it.
container.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, but I want firepower pointed at this thing just in
I'm
case.
gonna be next to Alice.
We're just looking through like a pair of binoculars at it from across the ship somewhere.
I'm gonna make the privates do pop rock paper scissors to figure out who's gonna be the one to put the 6 rods in.
Aaron's looking on the outside to see if there's any writing where it looks like the rods can go in.
No writing, but just eyeballing it, they look like they'd be a perfect fit.
Okay.
They look like they just slide right in.
How
There's
big
no-
across did you say that circle etching thing was?
About 1.5 feet in diameter. Maybe a little bit more.
Oh, so it's like really good for sticking your arm in?
No, I'm not doing that.
1.5 feet. I'd have to do an arm above my head, but I could get in there.
Yeah,
I'm not
1.5
going
is
in
pretty-
there.
I mean, Hulk Hogan fit both arms in there. He's got 26-inch pythons. So what do now? Also,
going to
Butcher's still in the loader holding it.
No, he said he got out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to lock it in position.
Yeah, I was about to say, if there's guys with rifles pointing in this direction, I'm gonna leave.
No.
Yeah, that's smart.
I will instruct my Marines that when this thing opens, if anything pops out, put it down.
They are more than willing to follow that order after all the weird shit they've seen. They're with you, Lance Corporal.
Right? I'll have one of them start putting the keys in. I will have my rifle ready.
He kind of like looks at the keys in his hands and he looks at it and he looks over at the group. He says, does it matter what order?
I don't know.
Mother, does it matter what order we put these in it?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Based on your analyzation of the songs from earlier, does there appear to be one that would fit musically before the others, and in what order would you place them?
Unknown.
Any thoughts? I'm gonna look to everybody else.
Is there any kind of etching around the holes themselves?
Nope.
Just
I
would
don't
say
think it
maybe
matters.
as long as all 6 of them are in there.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters either.
The order they were in the case?
Hmm.
I think they've been mixed up too much by now.
I probably could put them back in order if we need be.
All right. Takes the first one. Does another like look over his shoulder, making sure everybody's ready in case something happens. And he slides it in. And there's a bit of a click and hiss noise as it settles into place. It goes around the side, one by one, placing them in. And as he places the last one in, the hissing sound is sustained. And then the whole thing, including the power armor, or not power armor, sorry, been watching Fallout, the power loader, begins to kind of hum, like with this low mechanical groaning almost, and vibrate.
I'm gonna give him hand signals to get back, get away.
You see a thin outline of white light where that circular etching is on the top grow in intensity as the top sinks in, and whatever this capsule is opens. What happens next, we'll have to wait until after our break.
Ah!
Ah!
I thought you were about to say until the next campaign.
Nope, not yet. Not yet. But it is time for us to take a short break, so it'll be about 10 minutes or so. So grab yourselves a drink, stretch your legs, use the old baño, the water closet, if you will. And we will be back. Find out what happens next. So,
Yay!
be right back. Turn to the game. And as the top hatch... Oh, we lost ammo. She's back! The top hatch of this strange object opens. What emits from it is a bright white light, blue flashes, and accompanying those blue flashes is a sound like if somebody had converted a power drill into a tattoo gun and was using it to tattoo the Liberty Bell. Just this resonant, shrieking, metal ringing sound. Just like cacophony comes pouring out of this thing. So much so that like hurts and stings the ears. And as it winds down, this white mist kind of begins to float up out of the aperture. And you hear this mechanical grinding noise. Click. And as it closes once again, you now see that the cylinders are gone, and in their place, resting atop it, right in the middle of a circle, is a large circlet, looks like. Much too large for a human, though. But has kind of telltale small ridges along the bottom of each side that would go over the ear. But yeah, it's shaped like a circlet or crown, but much larger diameter. So if any of you tried to wear it as a crown, you kind of have to either like hang it off your head like a little kid, right? Like brace it on your forehead, and then it hangs to your middle back, or it would just
Like
fall
Prince
right
John.
It'd fall right over your head and just rest squarely on your shoulders. And all the Marines are just ready to fire at whatever the fuck this is. But it sits there, now inert.
I will tell them all to at ease.
Your
Stand
safety's
down.
clicking back on.
Tell them to turn their guns in. Well, tell them they
Return
can wait
them to the
outside.
armory, yeah.
They can wait outside, and if they hear anything, to come back in. I'll leave one at the door facing in. Kind of say,
Who's gonna touch it?
Who has the biggest head here?
As they're leaving, one of the Marines mutters something like, "Go see the galaxy," they see. Join the Colonial Marines. Go see the galaxy, they said. It'd be fun, they said.
blame the recruiter.
We're having fun, right?
What did your recruiter promise you?
Nothing. I actually went to them.
What about you?
Not a rose garden.
What about you, Libris? What did your recruiter promise you?
My Man, it's hard to say, really.
Mine
Because I
actually-
did a lot of research before I went in.
That's what I mean. Like, I went to him when I was 17. It was like, look, I'm not going to college. I want to do something. So I was actually going to go in as an MP, but he talked me out of it.
Oof.
It's too smart for that.
I went in almost graduating college, and it says like, when I do graduate college, I want to be a linguist, and they're like, well, if you pass the test, you can be. And
Did you fail it too?
No, I aced that motherfucker.
I failed it. I failed it, or I would have been a linguist for the army.
Oh well.
I did good on the written part, but the verbal part made no sense to me.
No, I succeeded, and I became a Pashto cryptolinguist, 2671.
Ooh, fancy.
Do you retain a lot of that knowledge? Like, if somebody were to speak to you in Pashto now, would you be able to like carry a conversation reasonably well?
I probably not. I haven't used it in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So, like, you forget so much.
But like probably like riding a bike. Like, say I took 5 years of French in high school, but I never used it. But like if I'm watching a film or a show or something that's in French, like I can pick out words here and there, and like the more I watch it, I redevelop an ear for it.
Wait, you took 5 years of French in high school?
Yeah. Spanish would have been far more useful to me. Haven't spent a whole lot of time in Quebec.
How many years was your high school?
Well, we started foreign language in 7th grade, which is like technically middle school.
Okay.
Well, I'll give you a real world example of how you forget stuff. So there's a language school in Monterey, California, where you get taught by the Department of Defense.
Yep, that's where I would have gone.
Yep, different languages. I learned Pashto, and it's basically a standard language course. You have different chapters where you learn certain vocab, and then you pass a test, and then you move on to the next chapter. And if you don't remember the vocab, you forget it. And I was in Afghanistan during my first deployment in 2010. I was approached by an officer, and he was like, "Hey, our typical interpreter is missing, or like out on patrol or not here. And there's an Afghan army soldier who's like sick, and we need you to talk to him." I was like, "Okay." So whenever I talk to the guy, and he's like complaining about everything, I'm like, "What are your symptoms?" He's like, "Oh, I cough and I get pain in my side and this and that." And I was like, "Okay." I told that to the doctor, and he's like, "Well, he's part of the Afghan army, and part of their stuff is they have to go to like local doctors to like figure that stuff out." So I told him, like, there was a bazaar next to the base. This was Khan Nashin in Helmand province, which you can Google if you want. It's like a big castle. And so I told him that, and he's like, "Oh, I went there earlier," and he gave me this paperwork, and it's like a yellow piece of paper, and I'm like reading it. And down at the bottom, it has a Pashto word, Nari Rans, circled. And I was like, Nari Rans. Fuck, I remember learning that word when I was in class in California during like medical vocab. But like, you never used it, so you forget what it was. Like, Nari Rans. Nari Rans. I was like, okay, well, just go back and complain of your symptoms and then see what he says. I was like, okay. And I had a dictionary back at my bunk. So, you know, we all say goodbye, and I walk back to my bunk, and I get the dictionary, I flip through, Nari Rans. Oh, there it is. Tuberculosis. And I was like, oh, fuck.
God
What's
damn.
that hand sanitizer?
Whoops.
Wah, wah, wah.
But I assume as part of the military, you were inoculated against.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
I'm as a American citizen, yeah, you're inoculated against that. But when you get ready for deployment, they inject you full of all sorts of shit. But yeah, no tuberculosis symptoms since.
Well, that's good.
Oh my god.
All right, so there the artifact sits. What do now? Marines have finished filing out of the room, leaving you to further your research.
Aaron
What is
sighs
it?
and just looks at everybody and walks over. Fucking grabs a circlet.
All this for a piece of jewelry?
I don't know. Like, is it jewelry? Is it a technology that we don't get? I don't know. But Aaron's gonna grab the circlet off the thing.
I mean, what are the chances that whoever had this before you guys actually opened it?
So when you pick it up, the first thing you notice is it's astonishingly lightweight. It weighs almost nothing in your hand, despite its, pretty good size circumference and, the thickness of it. It's about 2 inches thick. Like, it would, if you put it on, it would cover up like 2 inches of your forehead, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite its size, it weighs almost nothing.
Yeah, she'll pick it up and be like, huh. And shrug and bring it over to the table. Alright, well, let's investigate this.
How would you like to investigate it?
Oh, jeez.
Just sitting over by my weapon watching.
Can we tell what kind of metal it's made out of? Does it have any kind of gems encrusted on it?
No encrustations of any kind. It is perfectly rounded at the edges and smooth. No marking.
What color is it?
Silver. Like a reflective chrome kind of silver, polished silver.
Would Mother be able to tell what type of metal it is?
Possibly. Would you like to ask her?
Yes. Mother,
Analyze it.
analyze.
The circlet is composed of unknown elements.
Mother, how many elements do you actually know?
Whatever's on the periodic table. Probably plus 1 or 2 in the future. They'll probably discover a couple more.
More snarky comment from Aaron.
I don't know off the top of my head know how many elements are on the periodic table. Not that much of a nerd. I didn't do especially well in chemistry.
$118.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll call it $120.
So we have no idea what this is made of. It's gigantic. And we have no idea what this is made for.
If Mother doesn't know the type of element that it is, would she be able to tell any of its, properties from analyzing it?
Yeah, she'd be able to tell you, whether it's magnetically reactive, things like that.
I want as many details as she can provide us.
Provides you all that she can.
Okay. So we honestly still don't know crap about this.
Did someone try to put it on?
Let's get one of the.
I'm not going to order anybody to do
No.
that.
Not. We're
I
not
don't
doing
recommend
that.
anybody put it on.
Why not? We're investigating.
Leave no stone unturned. I believe those are
That
the orders.
that still sounds pretty stupid.
I mean, this could pop my head off. Be the end to everyone's dreams. It'd be fantastic.
Are you implying that our dreams is to have your head popped off?
Some. Yeah.
It's not my dream.
Yeah, that's not my dream.
Give it time.
Put it on.
Fuck. Aaron puts it on. I hope you all enjoy Corky as your captain.
Haha, the Keyman's coming in.
Not my captain.
We're going to go on vacation to the Keyman Islands.
So you're putting it on.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a stamina roll.
Okay.
You put it on, and as it passes like in front of your eyes, your brain just gets flooded with information. So much so that you almost pass out. But you see images of distant galaxies, alien civilizations, strange patterns and flashes of information that you can't possibly hope to make any kind of real sense of. Besides that, this is whatever this is, it's used for the conveyance of information, but for your brain, it's too much at once. The best way I can put it is it would be like trying to listen to 12 different songs at the same time and trying to make sense of any of it. Like, there's just so much
Trying to read all the internet.
Yeah. So much information packed in that, like, you're able to get glimpses and fragments, but nothing that would make sense in any context.
Yeah. Once it passes around and she manages to get it off her head, she'd probably immediately throw up.
Yeah, and the rest of you seeing her put it on, you'd see her eyes, like, flicker, like, almost like rapid eye movement during dream sleep, like, when she gets it about over her face. Before she kind of groggily pulls it off and stands there stunned for a moment.
And then vomits.
Blech!
Gonna look to the private at the door.
He looks freaked the fuck out. He does not want to be there.
Go over to him and tell him to...
Clean it up.
No, I'm gonna tell him to let his sergeant know that I'm gonna need the whoever's on extra duty to come down here and clean this up.
Is it safe?
There's usually somebody who fucked up is on the shit list.
What happened?
I'm gonna bring a chair over to Aaron.
Yeah, she's like, "Bleh," hand up, I'm okay.
Clearly you're not. What happened?
Did you put it on too fast?
Yeah, putting jewelry on too fast always makes me vomit.
Same.
No, it was like flashes of information. Like, this obviously isn't jewelry.
Like what kind of information?
If I didn't know any better, I would have said I had an acid trip. Like, there's some wild shit in there. Alien civilizations, distant galaxies, just stuff I can't even understand. It felt like a trip in a way.
Well, who wants to try next?
Whoever.
Yeah, would you say it was a good trip?
Not for me, but I don't have the stamina for that stuff. Like, I can barely manage a night out with drinks.
So who's got the best stamina? I would say mine's not that great.
Yeah, whoever has a strong stomach, essentially.
Butch?
Yeah, Butch.
Yes.
You seem like the type of guy that might have a strong stomach, a lot of stamina.
I got a bit. What?
You want to give it a try?
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't force you to do it.
Sounds like a management decision to me.
Yeah.
Would the scientist care to use her analysis skill?
Ooh.
Could always try that.
Okay.
So, I forget. I want to say that's an observation roll, correct?
Yes.
And then you get to ask a question for each success that you get. You'll get a +1.
What the? Man, rolls are fucking
Could always
you today.
push it.
Push.
Push it. Push it.
Push.
Okay.
Push it real good. Ah!
All right, roll a d6.
What's it being orange mean?
Do you have nerves of steel? Dr. Alice?
I do.
Nice.
So
So
minus
that's,
2 modification.
Okay, so
Panic
just a
rolls.
6. And I don't think that's...
Once
Yep.
this is over, I'll
You're
use my common
keeping it
present.
together, barely. And go ahead and ask your 2 questions.
Alright, let's see. What is its... Well, I guess we kind of know its purpose, because that's one of the questions. What is its purpose? Is to convey information, but like, why? How old is it?
That's a good question. Give me a moment.
Nice.
You pull out my carbon dating thing, Bob.
It is... 53,000 years old.
How
Well
old is
then.
the human race at this point?
Older than that.
Okay. Well, I mean modern human race, I guess.
Yeah, even Cro-Magnon, like 100,000 years, I think. 120,000 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, recorded history is like 3000 BC.
So
That's
far.
crazy.
So it very, very, very old.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to decide what my other question should be, because my other options are: is it human or alien? Is it dead or alive? Don't think that is applicable here. What is its purpose and how does it work? So I'm trying to decide what would be another good question.
I mean, if you ask how it works, we might not get overwhelmed and use it, but we might not get shit for an answer.
Right. I mean, the answer might be put it on your head.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tripp.
Jeez.
Yeah, if you want to come up with your own question, as long as it generally fits that sort of short form, aspect, I'm okay with that. If you can think of a better question, or maybe a better way to phrase one of the existing questions.
Trying to think if maybe what is its purpose would be a good question, because I don't know if the answer we'll get is just to convey information or if it's going to be something a little more than that.
You can feel free to ask the group too. This doesn't... It's not like you're not all there.
Yeah.
You ask, what is its purpose?
Yeah. Because we know at least partially what it does, that it conveys information, but like, why? What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To what benefit?
Is that your
Okay.
question?
That will be the question.
It is a historical record.
A 53,000-year-old historical record.
I will go to the console and send a message to the captain again.
I guess I could see why someone might want this, although I don't know
And
how they would
explain all that
practically
to
use
her.
it without overloading their brain.
Like I said, someone needs to have a stronger stomach than me.
There's
I don't-
probably some way to access like specific parts of the information instead of all of it at once.
If you had to rank your stomach capabilities on like a scale of like -2 to 5, what would you say it would be?
A 1.
Oh, okay. So if I had to do that, it'd be a 0. Butch, what about you?
Well, my stamina's 2 and my strength is 5, if that's what you mean.
In my
This is
strength.
a little better than mine.
Stamina 0, strength 3.
I have a 4 strength and a 1 stamina.
It's the same as
Why?
mine.
Why?
So doctor, I mean, you're a doctor too, so I mean,
I work with microbes.
well,
You would be better than me, that's for sure.
so Butch doesn't want to do it, so I mean that gets him out of the running. So you're second, I think, second best there, Doc.
We're tied, but I'm not doing it.
But also she's able to sort of figure out the item out, so do we want her to do it?
Nope, I don't think anybody should.
Or I could
Which
always
makes you
try
the best suited
again.
for the job. Yeah, try
I think we should put it back and seal it.
You know, in all reality, yeah, Butch is probably right there. We should do that.
Probably.
I'm gonna attempt to put it on.
Saw that coming.
Okay. Give me a stamina roll, please.
That looks familiar.
You get
Anytime
these
there's, like, a back and
flashes of
forth.
information, this nauseating whirl of historical record beamed directly into your brain. Let's see if you can make heads or tails of it, Doc. I'll have you... Yeah, you know what? We'll play it like an analysis. So I'll have you roll observation with a +1. Unless you want to push it. Are you happy with your 2 successes?
I'm happy with the
Okay. So what's obvious is this is the historical record of an ancient alien civilization. That much is apparent just by context of what it is that you're seeing, but you're not seeing everything in order. It's almost like you're... If you had to write down, like, even just, like, United States history, but it's like you're reading the book from, like, the Founding Fathers, and then you're reading a book about the 1960s, and then you're reading a book about the Civil War all at once. So it's hard to tell... It's hard to put things into the correct order. But you do get to ask 2 questions, and I'll be pretty loose with those as far as what I'll let you ask me. And feel free, out of character, you can ask the group for assistance.
Ooh. Anyone got anything good off the top of their head?
Also, I'm going to whisper something to you.
Oh boy. We could try to identify what civilization's history this is.
Are there any parts where you can see, like, where in the solar system or galaxy where that might be located?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe how recent is the most recent memory or bit of information? Like, are they still around?
True.
What could human civilization have an interest in this for? Why is the company asking us to pick this up? Who cares?
Scientists are gonna scientist.
I like the where is it from?
So that's just an additional bit of information that you would notice.
Could always try to identify them by name and everything.
So does that change your question, or do you still want to ask that same first question?
Yeah, I'd still like to know where from.
A distant and as yet unknown unnamed galaxy. You know, it's not Andromeda or any of the local group. It's a long ways away. And your second question?
How can I make how could I make myself most beneficial to the new god?
Not a bad question, honestly.
By protecting it and learning all you can from it.
New god?
Can we actually hear that question?
Yeah, I'm not
Nope.
like this isn't asking out loud.
Yeah, he's not
Got
asking
it.
out loud. I'll expound on your answer a little bit in DMs.
Oh god. Well, it's from not our galaxy.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
You don't know that our galaxy is very big.
Mhm.
Since I don't trust the doctor after his meeting with the other doctor, I'm gonna put it on.
Oh, no.
Oh, here you go.
All right, you're putting it on?
Yes.
Stamina.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing for me. I'm passing out.
Yep. He just topples over. Thud hits the ground.
Is the crown still on him, or can I like kick
No,
it
it
off?
rolls off.
Okay, yeah. I ain't touching that thing.
I'll pick it up.
And
Well,
Dr. Niles
what do
is
you
just
check to
kind
see
of
if he's still
like
breathing?
lost in thought, rubbing his temples.
Niles. Doctor.
What?
Passed out man. Can you check and
Oh,
make sure?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He snaps some smelling salts under his nose and he wakes right up. He just passed out.
You good there?
For the most part. Sitting on the ground. Catching his breath.
So out of the three of you, Niles was able to withstand it the longest.
Yep. Joey.
I really just don't want to do it.
Then don't.
I'm not gonna. But everyone else is doing it. I don't want to seem lame.
Yeah, Butch does not care about ancient alien civilization.
But aliens.
So?
He just said he doesn't care
What's
about them.
what's my bottom line?
Yeah, I think there's been enough people that have done it already that I don't really want to do it.
Okay.
You could do it again, though, Captain.
Yeah, go ahead. It's been pretty funny so far.
Yeah. Do it for the lulz.
So it's fair to say that Dr. Niles gleaned the most information, but whether he's willing to share or not.
Of course he isn't.
I have a feeling I'm just gonna pass out if I try this thing again.
You're gonna make whoever is on cleanup duty, like, finish cleaning up the first vomit, only to have to clean up a second one.
Yeah, they'll be right here. It'll be convenient. It'll be efficient.
If my brain just becomes liquid and seeps out my ears, I'm gonna laugh. Yep, Aaron will see what a second round does before Niles decides he wants to try. And she'll put the circlet on her head again.
Roll stamina. Okay. Observation, +1.
Want, want.
Very well. Ask me your question. You're able to withstand it just long enough to get something. What do you want to know?
What's the most recent entry on the device?
You see a scene of warfare. Violence, like civil war. This isn't them against some other alien civilization. This is an internal conflict. You see, like, what appear to be maybe scientists or doctors being murdered.
Has anyone said if the ancient civilization, if it's humanoid, are they something else
The figures
entirely?
that you see are humanoid.
Okay.
Taller, much more pale, and hairless. But otherwise, very human looking. They got a nose where a nose is supposed to go, and all the ears and 5 fingers on each hand.
So they're just straight up killing scientists and doctors. All right.
The ones doing the murdering are about a foot taller on average.
But they don't look any different, just a foot taller.
Foot taller, you know, better musculature, sure.
That could be for a lot of reasons, though. She wishes she had another question because the only thing on her mind is it's coming off her head is, who are you? What the fuck?
Unfortunately, you're not able to withstand it long enough to glean any more information.
Yeah. She'll tell the group what she saw in regards to the Civil War and humanoid, but not quite right.
I saw similar.
You okay there, Doc?
We have to protect the egg
Why?
Yeah, why?
because of what you saw.
Okay, where does the egg come into play in regards to a civil war?
It can save.
Can save who? Them? Everyone?
Well, whoever protecting it.
What's the egg's purpose?
I don't.
Just eyeballing Dr. Niles at this point, is he acting very out of sorts or just a little?
I'll let Tripp answer. It's up to him.
Maybe a little out of sorts.
Okay.
May the game mother help you all out by posing an interesting question.
Yes.
Sure. What do you suppose Weyland Yutani's going to do with the egg? Or any of this, for that matter.
Hatch the egg.
Scramble it and make
breed
it into
more
an
of 'em.
omelet. Oh, that too. Yeah, but hatch it and breed more.
It shouldn't fall into Weyland Yutani's hands.
Why is that, Dr. Niles?
They will hurt it.
You'll hurt it.
So you're telling us we need to protect an egg that while you were in there, a Marine just randomly attacked you.
Were you
was
conducting
kind of-
experiments on it?
I was putting it in like a cryo sleep. It could have been a defense.
I'm gonna go send the captain another update.
Yeah, so what are we gonna do with all this stuff? Like I said, we should lock it back in there.
I think I'm in agreement with Butch here.
Aaron's gonna go ahead and take the circlet and put it back down where she picked it up on
Then
Gilgamesh.
put it on again, right?
No.
Oh.
We did that twice. That's it.
Third time's the charm.
It rests upon the surface. Nothing happens.
She'll look around it to see if there is a location to press or anything like that to engage the device to store this.
You pour over the surface and can find no additional buttons, switches, holes, just the 6 that were originally there for the cylinders, which are now gone.
I wonder if the cylinders became this.
Mother,
Yes.
is the circlet made of the same elements as the 6 cylinders were?
Confirmed.
Can't say it was or wasn't, but it seems like a good possibility.
It's a giant decoder.
Essentially, yes.
There was a bunch of noise and humming and hammering.
More
Could be some
transi-
alien
Mm,
machinery of some sort.
transmutation nonsense.
Or like a printing press of sorts.
Oh, yeah. Input materials. Get out device.
So, what message were you going to send to the captain?
Just telling her that what all we've done, and that well, I don't know what happened, but somebody put the circlet on and got information from it.
She responds with, "I'll be right there."
Woo, fun.
Captain's on her way.
And
Get ready to
within,
answer some good questions.
Oh, boy.
within about a minute and a half, the door opens and Captain on deck.
Your Jake will snap to attention.
Mm-hmm. All right, doctors, what's this new information you've been able to glean?
This is from an alien civilization from an unknown galaxy.
I see. And what does all of this do?
That, and I point to Circlet, transfers knowledge,
What sort of knowledge?
the history of the alien, but it's very hard to decipher and see straight.
Interesting.
The last entry Aaron said was a war, like a civil war, and the thing I saw was them protecting an egg similar to ours.
And this egg, is it dangerous?
Yeah.
Erin shrugs. She's got no idea.
But I also saw the aliens worshipping it.
Worshipping, you say? Like a god?
Yes.
She looks at you, Aaron, and says, well, Miss Noble, what do you suppose Weyland Yutani will do with a god?
I think it should be kept away from Weyland, Yutani.
Your sentiments echo my own, Doctor. I've been asked by Weyland Yutani to deliver both your crew, the artifacts, and the egg to one of their research stations. I'm not sure what they're up to, but I've been granted leave to find that out. I have no intention of handing over either any of you, nor any of the objects on board this ship. I will, however, ask, doctors, that you help me to keep it contained.
Well, if you're not handing us over to the company, what's happening to us? Are we prisoners here?
Not prisoners, guests, until the completion of the mission.
And how do you complete the mission? What's the end goal?
We're going to go to this research station, and we're going to find out exactly what Weyland Yutani is doing there.
Okay.
Are we going to get there via a ship?
We're currently en route right now.
Oh, so not like a ship that would need a pilot?
Which research station?
A classified one, apparently. We've been given coordinates for a rendezvous. Not sure what's there. It doesn't map onto any known star system.
So a rendezvous at a kind of an unknown location. All right. I'm on board. Let's do it.
Is it worth having Miss Noble try to do any research on that coordinates to see if she might be able to get access to it, or we can't? She is corporate.
Well, Miss Noble, you're more than welcome to try.
Yes, ma'am.
But I would have you state for the record that you have no intention of betraying us to the company.
No, definitely not.
Excellent. Then please, search away.
Finds that sort of curious that she says no, and she's like, all right, good.
So, yeah, if you'd like, you can see if you can find Comtech your way into some records and see if you can figure out anything that's there.
Yeah.
Can I assist with the Comtech?
Yeah, you can take a +1.
Woo! Fuck you.
The only thing that you can find listed in that area of space is a highly redacted report on an exoplanet designated Beryl. Spelled thusly.
Is that phrase or word familiar at all?
It isn't to me.
Okay.
Isn't it like a type of gem?
It's like basically like a geological survey report that you're able to find for that area of space, but for some reason it's been heavily redacted.
Okay. Bring up the report, show Jake, since he was the one who suggested it.
Look at it. If it's redacted, it's not going to say much.
Nope. Beryl the exoplanet. No fucking clue. Maybe the captain knows more.
Dr. Alice, make a wits roll with +2. Yeah.
Woo.
All right. You learn that if there is a planet in that area of space, it has to be some kind of rogue planet because there's no star system anywhere near there.
Hmm.
Or they built something.
I honestly don't know.
Well, we'll
Have
be
there
arriving
been-
at the coordinates within 14 days. I
Okay.
expect that in that time you'll do your utmost to both contain the egg as well as whatever these artifacts are. As I said, I have no intention of turning them or you over to Weyland Yutani. So, if there's no further, she stands up. No further questions. Sorry, I meant to say. I'm a little tired. I apologize.
Not that I have.
No questions here.
Keep summer safe.
All right. So, 14 days. Here's what I'll do. Yeah, this will be fun. Okay, so this is what we'll do. I am going to have each of you to kind of cover like the amount of research you'll be able to do in that time, the more learning you'll be able to do. I'm going to give each of you 3 questions. Regarding to the egg, artifact, aliens, that general scope of knowledge. So, Corky, we'll start with
me
you.
first. Okay.
Get 3 questions.
Okay. Wait, you're gonna ask me the 3 questions, or I ask the 3 questions?
You get to ask 3 questions. Anything you want relating to the aliens, their history, the artifacts, the egg.
Oh, can I not go first?
Sure. Then in that case, we'll start with Dr. Niles.
Can the egg communicate?
Yes, but not as you would conventionally understand communication.
Can I learn how to communicate with it?
Yes.
If I stop making the temperature cold, will it try and harm us?
No.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I could go next.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Corky.
What's something that this egg would be most averse to having happen to it?
Injury or death?
What would be the most effective way to cause injury or death to this egg?
From an efficiency standpoint, fire?
Okay. How much will what's potentially how much could the egg develop over the course of 14 days?
Its development is slowing. I would say unsure, but it's probably at about the peak of its growth.
Okay.
All right. Butch.
How long will it take the creature to mature once it's hatched?
Impossible to know, but you would expect accelerated compared to like human development.
Yeah, is it harmful to humanity?
Maybe. It has the potential for both harm and benefit.
Is it a sentient, self-aware creature?
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Alice,
Yee.
your 3 questions.
Is the egg incubating? Like, can we tell? Is it
Yes.
growing, changing?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Developing, gestating.
Can we tell at all how long it would be before it hatched? Based on speed of growth, etc.
Your best approximation would be within the next 30 days.
Ew.
And you get one more.
I'm thinking.
Ask what it feeds off of.
While it's in the egg, or once it's hatched?
Well, either or.
Because we don't know what's gonna come out of this egg exactly.
Ask.
So can we tell what is gonna come out of the egg based on like any kind of scans of the egg we may take or analyses?
Can you refine the question slightly?
If we were to take like scans of this egg or anything, could we tell what the thing that's inside will look like when it is ready to hatch? Like what is the creature that will be emerging from this egg?
It appears to be developing armored plating,
Ew.
a multitude of legs,
Like a big bug.
a long tail, and it seems to have all the characteristics of something that would be carnivorous.
So like teeth and claws and whatnot.
Sharp teeth, sharp claws.
Ew.
I'm going to imagine it's a giant cat.
With armor? With armor plating?
With armor
Damn
plating.
right.
Aw, good beetle cat.
Ew.
Good puppy peed.
Okay, that's all I got.
Alright. Which one of you lot is the best with Comtech?
Probably Joey.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gorky.
Thank you. I got a Comtech
Might be
3.
Might be Dr. Alice.
Wits plus Comtech. Mine's 7.
Oh, 7, yeah.
I also have a 7.
4 wits, 3 Comtech, but I get a +2 when rolling for the ship, which doesn't apply here. Never mind.
Won't apply in this case, but go ahead and make a contact roll +1. Because they are able to determine it wasn't some kind of weird psionic attack that had caused that Marine to attack you, but rather he might be an undercover agent for the company. He remains in a coma. However, upon searching his quarters, they found a transmission device.
Ho
Transmission device which you have successfully unlocked and showed that they have been communicating with another person who they call Gardner, giving updates about your crew, their location, the egg.
Time for some questioning. Once they're awake.
Do I know the person named Gardner?
It's not a name that's familiar to you, and it's not like they're referred to as like an honor, like Mr. or Dr.
Yeah.
Gardner. It's just Gardner. So it could be a code name.
Yeah. Go, Corky, go.
Sorry, what?
Just said go, Corky, go.
Oh,
So is it still the same day, or are we still stressed as fuck?
No, this is like happening over the course of days and days and days. So
Gotcha.
you guys can drop your stress, get back any hit points if you need.
My tiny, tiny hit points.
So the 14 days goes by quick. You get as much research in as you can. Do you put everything back more or less as it was? You put things back in cases, things like that?
Yes,
I would say
until
yes.
can't fucking put away the stupid circlet.
We can lock it in the Connex.
Yes, I'm
With
just
the egg thing. Not the egg, but the machine egg. With the 6 holes.
understood. The 3D printing device, yes.
Got it.
I'd also make it more comfortable for the egg environment.
Surprised Niles can't wake up the guy from his coma. Unless it's purposely a coma.
An induced coma. Or it's that damn...
Egg.
Whatever that drug he gave him.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know he was like a spy for Weyland Yutani or whatever, it's sort of like sent the package back.
I'm
Since
sure
they
the fact
gave
that he
me-
hasn't talked to him in a couple of days has probably raised alerts.
Well,
I'm
since
sure.
they like gave me the drug, the test.
The captain will say whether or not he wants him up anyway, so.
All right. So, anything else your characters want to make note of over the course of 14 days that you'd make sure you'd want to do?
Take care of the dog.
Dog's well taken care of.
Okay.
You don't
Fucking
even have to
dog.
ask.
Fucking dog.
I'll ban you from this Discord.
Aaron would try to find out anything else you could about Beryl or anything like that, or see if Price is sent her any messages. Da da da.
Okay. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right. After 2 weeks, you have arrived. Rogue planet designated Beryl. Captain has invited you all up to the deck on approach. See what you can see.
I'm gonna fucking use my binocs. I do not give a fuck.
It is a rogue planet, a gas giant, and it is decidedly a teal blue shimmering color, flickering in your field of view as powerful storms rage across the surface constantly and ever present. Everywhere you look on the planet seems to be flickering with lightning. And as you approach, you see your destination is not the planet itself, but a small volcanic moon orbiting that planet. And a Weyland Yutani representative comes over the intercom and welcomes you all to Sekhmet Station. Yeah, why not? I can show it now. Spelled thusly.
Did I get it right?
The moon is LV 1349.1 Sekhmet Station.
Oh, I was so close. I missed the H.
Where can we see this at?
Oh, it was
Stream.
on stream.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. I can do it one more time. Haha!
LV 1349.1.
Mm-hmm. Also known as Sekhmet Station.
Mm.
And that, my friends, I think is a good place to call it a chapter. So,
We're doomed.
before we continue, my first question is, do you want to continue these characters for the next chapter, or would you like to start new ones? Because I could do this as a linear adventure, or I could do it more as an anthology series. Either way is fine to me. I figured you guys as players would point me in the direction I should lean.
I'm thinking I might want to do a new character because it doesn't seem like there's going to be much use for a pilot in these upcoming bits.
Marine buddy.
But I still have to think about it. I still have to think about it for a minute, I think.
Marine buddies.
What about you, Libris? What do you think?
I'd like to continue this character. I think that he's very useful and has lots of parts to play.
Yeah, please don't stop playing Butch.
Plus, he got the fucking hat.
Right.
True.
What about you, Ammo? How are you leaning? You want to stick with Dr. Alice?
It doesn't really matter to me. If it makes sense in the context, sure.
All right. What about you, Jules?
I'll continue with the corporate agent, especially considering where we're at. But I'll be sure to have another character in mind because I might get eaten by the corporation next session.
Maybe.
Nom nom.
What about you, Frobot? I know you just started this character, but...
I'm good.
You're good? You want to stick with Jake?
Yep.
All right. And Dr. Niles? Tripp?
I will stay as Doctor.
Okay, yeah. Then we will continue this chapter. In fact, if you want, probably a month or two, I could start back up again.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you think works best for you, man. You're the one doing all the work.
So I don't know if one of you guys wants to take up the reins and run something in the meantime, or we can just pause for a few weeks and then just continue with Alien. Or if you want to take more of a break from Alien, I could think of something else in that time.
I can get Call of Cthulhu put up again. I got ideas for the next chapter.
Okay. Approximately how long you think?
I'd probably need a couple weeks to get everything together.
Okay. So figure like 3-4 weeks.
Tentatively, yeah.
Okay. We'll tentatively plan for that then, yeah.
Okay. And we need to get Sippy on the horn again. And then Jules and Frobot, you're invited to come play Call of Cthulhu with us. More
Nice.
the merrier.
Oh, yay.
Yep, the more the merrier. You guys are always welcome.
We're more meat for the grinder.
True. I'll just have to make
I
a
wouldn't
new
say
overlay.
meat, more like
Bristle.
brain juice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Psyche.
Cannon fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Blood
And
for the blood god.
Well, considering Joey took a good few hits from a Tommy gun at the at the end of last session.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That hurt.
Yeah, Call of Cthulhu is great because you could make one slip up and just fucking die. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same in this game. So this seems to be the running theme of the Sunday
Yeah.
night games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me a couple weeks. I'll get it spun up, and if you guys want to join, just hit me up on Discord, and we can make room for you. No problem.
Yeah, as it gets closer, if you want, I'll set up a like a group DM on Discord.
Okay.
That seems to be the easiest way to keep everybody in the loop. So, what did you guys think? You've cracked the very beginning of the Book of the Dead.
I guess. I'm still really confused about what all this crap is.
Feel
So-
like a teeny tiny nobody that walked into the big room and made a loud noise.
Real talk, I wasn't expecting you guys to blow up the ship that soon. I knew it was a possibility that you might go that route, but you guys really you're like, blow up the fucking ship, blow it up now. Like, all right.
Yeah. I kind of just followed everybody else. I was like, are we just going to leave Captain like this? And they're like, leave. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
I really like that part. It's just like first, like, oh, yep, there's an alien. Nope, just blow it the fuck up.
I liked it, but didn't like it at the same time.
I was sort of hoping they had picked up Captain in like hibernation or something.
I
But
was
I knew-
waiting for him to pop out of that fucking thing.
I knew it was going to be Gilgamesh, so.
I would have put a bullet through his head.
Vicious.
Be like, what the fuck, Jake? That's your brother.
Sniper, man.
It's not my brother anymore. Goddamn alien.
Sniper from 20 feet.
So yeah, it ended up being a little cryptic towards the end, but I didn't want to give the whole game away.
Well,
Leave
yeah.
some for the next chapters. And I hope you get the title of the the game now makes a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not a book per se, so much as a circlet of agony, but
I think it'd be fun to have a mix of Marines and the old crew.
Oh, fuck yeah.
true. Yeah,
Just
so
hire
I would say
a bunch
there's
of old
the
Marines.
the option as well if you want to retire your current character and switch to a Marine. That would work. Because that'll give me time to buy the other book too, the Colonial Marines
Yeah,
Operation
I bought
Manual.
it. I bought it and found a website that you can actually flip through. It's pretty shitty, but
It's good for
it's not
browsing.
horrible. Yep.
I don't see any problems with websites like that. I mean, you go to a bookstore, you're gonna flip through it before you buy a book, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Post the link in the group chat.
Yeah, so, and Libris, since you're gonna do Call of Cthulhu next, is it cool with you if I run the same gig and upload to YouTube and...
Oh, yeah, perfectly fine. Yep.
All right. Maybe I'll work on some, like, video splash screens, things like that.
Okay.
Background WebM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it was a lot of good practice for me to make this overlay in Resolve, like with the animated overlay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll do
any flip.
maybe I'll do something similar for Call of Cthulhu.
Cool.
Yeah, because like I said, it's been slow going, learning video editing stuff, but YouTube's amazing. Like I've found so many good like channels. Like if I run into a problem and like if I like one of my first Google search results is like what's his name, Mr. Alex Tech.
Yes.
Like go to every single time. That guy's got the best answers, and his videos are just perfect. Like straightforward, to the point.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I had the problem for the longest time, and it was with my PC, how it rendered the output. That it was like, we can't play videos where you've taken the alpha in the background, so I was doing transparent backgrounds, but I could play them through OBS just fine. It was just
It's weird.
It was fucked up.
So like it wouldn't render the alpha?
Yeah. And they even went through and got different, I can't even think of the word right now, not DLLs, but yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And it just would not work. So I've been frustrated with Reserve, but now I have a new PC and I should just mess with it. Made me think of it when you mentioned it.
They just did a big update to Resolve.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like a week or two ago. Fixed a bunch of bugs and stuff. Well, anyway. Sorry, like I said, I'm a little tired. I'm rambling a bit. But yeah, truth told, this quite didn't go exactly as I had expected. You guys did blow up the ship a little early, but I accept that. That's fine. It didn't necessarily ruin anything so much as it just changed the pace a bit.
Yeah, we had to get a ride somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much that. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the ride. If you guys had fun, that's all that matters to me. And of course, the viewers, I hope they enjoyed watching. So, thank you guys very much again for all the support. Thank you guys for coming out and watching. Knox, good to see you again, buddy. And also, thank you guys so much for all the subs and resubs and gifted subs as well, because that definitely helps me a bunch. I appreciate that a ton. And happy birthday, Knox. I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody feels birthday, man.
Happy
in chat for Knox.
birthday.
Awesome.
They just look so depressed.
Alright, so our next Sunday night game will be starting up in a couple weeks. I will keep you guys posted on Twitter and Discord as to how that's, if there's any changes or delays or what have you. And then in probably a couple months, we will continue our Alien game with Chapter 2. So, looking forward to that. We'll go through and do our usual favorite things and shout outs, and I'll get things started off. My favorite thing was that we made it through and only one character death. What kind of shitty game mother am I? Oh boy. Also, if you know what, because I've forgotten to do experience with you guys. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. We'll get that taken care of off screen before the beginning of the next campaign, but I'll probably just throw a bunch of experience at you guys instead of, we're going to go through all the questions. Like, I'll probably just figure out what the max is and just give it to you. Because you guys did a great job role-playing, so. I don't think we necessarily needed the training wheels, as it were. So yeah, that was my favorite thing, and you can find me here on twitch.tv/the Thauglor or on YouTube as Thauglor Rigamortis, because Thauglor was taken in both instances. But I'm just plain old Thauglor on Twitter, so you can find me on there, and or X, whatever the fuck it's called now. And yeah, start us off, Dr. Niles, Tripp.
Hello. My overall favorite part is I like that it seems to have had a lot of like Prometheus and Alien Covenant in it too. Because I feel like I only ever hear people not like it.
I'm of the opinion that they're not bad films. They just suffered from the people with money trying to pull the direction of the creative team in the wrong direction. And it clearly shows in the output of the films. But at their core, I think they're good stories.
There's like a vibe that they have that I like.
Yeah, they're very true to the original. I'll give them that. Awesome. I'm
But
glad
I
that
like
you enjoyed that.
It sort of feels like not just like, oh, this one's Alien. That's everyone's favorite, or Aliens. It's like all of them.
All right, on to you, Mr. Frobot of the Reynolds house.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that I'm the one who died. I was glad. 100%. I would gladly die for the crew every time.
Yeah, Captain went down with the ship. Awesome.
Other than that, should be fun to see what happens next chapter. Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Anybody is interested in a Marine, I posted the link. I also own the book, so if the link sucks and you need more information, let me know. I can help out.
Appreciate it. All right. Corporate Agent Jules. Aaron Noble.
Of the
You know
family
what?
Jules.
Got him.
When City of Heroes and Villains was popular, I had a City of Heroes character named Jules and a City of Villains character named Family Jules. It never fails. I'm with Tripp. I like how there was the tinge of Prometheus in there. It's basically like, here, have some of the corporate company in your face. And, by the balls. But this episode, I just thought it was funny. We kept passing the circlet around.
I don't want you to touch it. I don't want you to touch it.
And with Butch and Corky, it just reminded me of Wednesday's game when we're all spinning the wheel and Maisie's like, I'm not touching it.
Yep.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. Poor Rodham.
Or candy corn.
He turned candy corn. I got true sight.
They were spinning on the
fucked up.
cosmic wheel of fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodham's kobold got turned into a random color. So I just Googled random color generator and that's what came up. It was literally like safety cone orange. So I gave him the caveat of like he could get like a little bit of white in there, like clownfish.
The picture that he's done for his character now is great. Anyways, yeah. I love that there's the bit of company in there, but it was so nitty gritty to start off. And then we're like, nah, let's just blow that up. Well, abandon it. Captain blew himself up. Captain.
All right.
It was good.
Other doctor, Alice. Ammo Bird.
Hi.
Hey.
I definitely liked that we blew up the ship really early on. I like how every game we ever do, Tripp is doing some sneaky shit in the background. Every time.
I think he's typecast at this point.
Yeah, I do feel typecast.
See, because now if you do a character that isn't doing sneaky shit, everybody's gonna think you're the character doing sneaky shit,
So you might as well.
Exactly.
or subvert expectations.
Right on. All right, Libris.
Also,
Oh,
in my
boy.
defense, I blame Thog because he keeps giving me sneaky shit to have.
That's true too.
Man, I like the whole vibe. I haven't seen any of the modern Alien films. I think I saw Resurrections, and I was like, nah, that's it. I'm done with this. But I like the part on the ships. I was excited to see some sort of alien running around, but he decided to blow up the ship before that happened. So we'll see what the next chapter holds. How many of us can deal with some sort of alien creature in close quarters?
True. All right. Close this out, young Joseph.
I like that we decided to open up the briefcase and then subsequently just try on the strange artifact found within. That was fun.
Mom's jewelry. Had to try.
And I want to just emphasize and get it on the record that I do not trust Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we should ever ask her any more questions ever again.
Thank
Joey,
you.
Your mission
That's
is
fair.
to watch the Alien movies before the next part and tell
Oh, yeah,
us
which-
how you feel.
What
Yes.
order should I watch them in? Just like order of release?
Yeah,
I would do it in
Yes.
order
Alien,
of release.
Alien
yeah.
1, 2, and 3, and then after that
Okay.
you can decide if you want to watch more.
All right, Solar and I will watch them together.
You
Maybe
could skip
Prometheus.
Resurrection. That one's a
No,
little...
I'm not gonna skip. I'm not gonna skip any.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get the full experience once you watch Resurrection. You just like,
The fuck?
like I want that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
The
It-
Prometheus and Alien Covenant ones are almost like their own like sequel trailer.
Yeah. So Joey, I had another question. If I was in the market for a PC build, where should I go?
Well, Libris, pretty good at building PCs, and I know he does that a lot. But if I had to choose a second follow-up, it'd be world-class computers, my computer building business.
Oh, that's amazing.
But
And
if I-
where can you find that? On the interwebs?
Yeah, you just Google world-class computers, or I think my links you to it. There you go.
Excellent.
And I can build you a PC and ship it to you, and I'll work within your budget and whatever you want to use it for, and I'll build you a great PC.
Can confirm.
This computer cured my asthma.
Yep.
Ringing
What did it cure
endorsement.
yours, Ammo?
My migraine headaches that I totally had before
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
now don't have.
I hear it can cure celiacs too.
And psoriasis.
I got one of Joey's computers,
I'm
and
no
now I
longer
know.
lactose intolerant.
I got one of Joey's computers, and now I no longer have diphtheria.
It cured my TB.
Oh God.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Not endorsements by actual doctors, by the way.
Joey PCs are not intended to treat, diagnose any disease.
Claims found herein are unfounded and not entirely true. Just
Harmful if
so,
swallowed.
Yeah.
That I can stand behind.
True of most electronics, yes.
Yes. Excellent. Well, that is going to be it for us. Thank you all very much for coming out and watching, and we will see you guys in a couple weeks with the Calls of Cthulhu. So be there or be horrified by the cosmos. Probably that too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Adios.
Oh yeah.